Stardew Valley seems like a good way to use a video game to learn a language. It's casual, highly accessible to a wide audience, and appears to offer a wide range of vocabulary. Today, we'll take a look at what it's actually good for, as well as what it isn't in terms of being an educational resource for language learning. As expected, there are a plentiful amount of vocab about food, cooking, farming, seasons, the calendar, and weather, all through context clues. Those clues come from the in-game television, interactable objects like the job board with the calendar, and pictures. They are all sufficient enough to lead you in the right direction of discovering the definition of a word. However, there are no voices, so the game only provides practice in reading. One thing that caught my eye in the dialogue with the NPCs is how they utilize various grammar tenses, which makes for great training in getting used to knowing what tense is being used. On the contrary, those conversations, and including the quests, do not have a lot of context supporting them. So for those closer on the beginning end of the spectrum, you might find them difficult to understand. If you don't understand what is being said, you will be lost in what the quests ask of you. That may be frustrating for some if you're trying to get all the best possible outcomes. So, if you want to optimize everything you do, you will need a good understanding of your target language. Otherwise, I recommend casually playing Stardew Valley and not treating it like Factorio. Trying to optimize every little thing takes away your focus of why you're playing the game in the first place, to practice learning a language. Focusing more on completing tasks rather than learning, due to the nature of the gameplay, causes the days to become routine and repetitive, which will engage your mind on autopilot, which strips away the educational potential. Like in the Thinking Fast and Slow book, you want to avoid System 1 thinking, which is instinctive like muscle memory, and utilize System 2 thinking, which is effortful and involved. One downside of Stardew Valley is how there isn't much in terms of immersion, and that you would be better off learning the vocab from flashcards. Seeing an item pickup or going through inventories isn't enough to embed the word into your memory when it's more concerned with farm tasks. But it does work well for casual reading practice if you need a break from books and flashcards and you don't want to feel like you're wasting time playing video games. The best use you could get out of Stardew Valley would be if you want a fun way to learn words in food and farming and to practice reading different grammar tenses, at least in Spanish. However, the events that trigger in-depth dialogue are not frequent enough to be considered a meaningful way to practice. Their short length doesn't help either. Overall, Stardew Valley can provide some mindless fun or an addictive, optimizing experience depending on how you play, while still using your target language to make the most of your time in real life.